I might have to jump in again, as per usual. I'll do my ears thing.
As Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and we are here today with the man, the myth, the legend that is Boyd. How are you, mate?
Mate, thank you for them adequate superlatives. Makes me feel really good on a Sunday afternoon, mate. Thank you very much.
No, you are more than welcome. I don't believe that you deserve any of them, but you know, we've got to do what we got to do. If you're here, you're checking us out on YouTube or in live or whatever it is you're doing, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, leave us a comment. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that other fun stuff, leave a review and we'll try and read it out if anyone does one. The biggest problem we've had with those so far is that when we do get a review, it's usually from Boyd. Or when we do get comments, it's usually from Boyd. So obviously that's boring. So come on, guys.
You don't read any of them out, and they're fucking great.
I'm not reading any of them out. They're not great.
I offer a deep, genuine insight into this podcast, and you should read them out.
I don't believe that's the case. I'll read the last one if you like. Looking good as usual, Boyd. That's really insightful.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
All right, let's wrap up the last week, mate. I think there was only sort of a couple of games. It was just the who'd we play? Does anyone even care?
The Clippers.
Everyone's still on the
Clippers. We lost to the Clippers.
We lost to the Clippers and we beat Indiana or Sacramento or something.
Sacramento, yeah, it was Sacramento, and that was a good game. That Sacramento game. So, like, I didn't really. I kind of expected this week to be a little bit of a lull before the storm, after All-Star break, and I wasn't too concerned, but that Sacramento game, seeing Book go fucking bonkers and DA just be fucking like, wow. Like, man, and another good thing this week has been seeing again the guys who are playing for their spots and their roles in what's going to be the new look Suns after All-Star break, really showing their stuff, especially Josh Okogie. So, mate, I've just fucking put that Clippers game to the back of the old memory bank, and I'm moving on from that one. But yeah, man, it's been not too fucking worried at all. It's been a nice week.
It has been a nice week, and now we've got a nice week off, I suppose. Really, between our last game against the Clippers and when we play next, I think it's like 7 days. We've only really got one game before we pod next, and that's if we pod next. And I think we will, because that game is on Saturday. That game is on Saturday against the Clippers, against OKC. And yeah, game against OKC, which I think is highly likely to feature the debut of a certain player.
Are you talking about the ex-Oklahomian, a certain center that hasn't got any power forward center that hasn't got any run yet? Young 22-year-old.
Yeah, I think he's going to play his first game. Who was your player of the week then, out of those two games, mate?
Mate, it's Josh Okogie. He's jumping out of his skin, and you know, I was having a little bit of a look at his stats earlier on, and he's creeping up towards that 40% mark from three that I so brazenly said that he'd be at this year. So look, I
was going to mention that today. I was going to bring that up and say, look, you were you went a bit Nostradamus. So I think since Christmas, he's shooting above what you predicted.
Yeah. So for the year, I think he's since Christmas, I think he's over 40. But for the year, he's at I think 35%, which is it's a career best for him. And what's really really nice to see. I had a look at his previous years at Minnesota, and he was on the back burner a bit there last season, but he's averaging 15 minutes a game, which is the second lowest of his entire career. When he first came into the league, he was getting a lot of burn. Last year was his lowest, at just under 11 minutes per game. But he's still hitting the like his career average in points. It's around about 6 or 7 points a game. Playing the second lowest amount of minutes in his entire career. So we're getting our bang for our buck with Okogie at the moment, and he's getting better and better. And he's still young. His ceiling just seems to be creeping up every time we see him play, Gav, and I really like it. And I'm just hanging out for that 40% thing so I can rub it in all your faces.
Well, I think he's still got a long way to go to get his percentage up to that 40% for the year, which means that your prediction's a failure.
Not yet. We'll see.
No, it will be. It's a lock. Your prediction's always a failure. Hard to go past the man. Does he? And I've heard it. Everyone's talking about it on other pods and stuff like that. But what's your thoughts on that final starting position? Are you a pro? Basically, everyone's put it down to now. It's either going to be Torrey Craig or it's going to be Josh Okogie. Which camp do you sit in? Do you want to see an Okogie at small forward and KD at power forward, or do you want to see KD at the small forward and Torrey Craig at the 4?
Here's the thing, and this by no means this isn't me sitting on the fence at all, but I think it's factual. I don't think we're going to have a lock stock fifth starter, really. I think it's going to be situational. It's going to be depending on the matchups on the night. If we need a bit of extra size, it could be an Okogie type. But if it's just if it's a guard centric team that we're playing and we need Okogie just to be running around like a blue ass fly, fucking locking people down on the perimeter, well then you run with him. But I think we can probably safely say that after we see what we do with the buyout, I think that'll be the best time to sort of make a decision on who's going to be that fifth. Because I think the buyout guy may very well not just be a depth piece; it may be a guy that's going to slot straight into that starting 5.
Yeah, reasonable. I'm on the side of Okogie, but we all know that Josh Okogie. I'm a Josh Okogie fanboy. He's my main man, my number one. But I think you're also spot on. And Monty's proven that he's willing to adjust the starting lineup based on who we're playing against. And I think I've said it. We've had this discussion before and said it to each other as well. That absolutely, I think it's a lock that Monty's going to flip it up depending on who we're playing against. And
you know what? 100% right. Look, last season we were very predictable come playoffs. 7 game series. They worked us out pretty quickly. We done what we done very, very well, but they could throw a spanner in the works quite easily, and we were slower to adjust. I think what Monty has been, the way that he's been experimenting with, a lot of it's due to injury, of course, but I think he's gotten a lot of value out of seeing a lot of different groups together. And I think it's made us that little bit more unpredictable, and that's gonna be a real powerful thing for us come playoffs when we can, just being able to adjust and knowing what a certain lineup will look like. Whereas an opposing team may not have scouted us for that, and we may be able to take some guys by surprise by throwing out a Josh Okogie or a Torrey Craig or a Kevin Love or whoever it is that we pick up. But look, I think we're a lot more versatile and we've got this big rabbit about to pull out of a hat in KD, which is just going to make everything, that much more fucking unpredictable as to, what we could look like on a night-to-night basis. It's fucking really exciting, man. It's really, really exciting.
And look, I think we're all, even if you looked at the games last week, as we spoke about, it didn't really like even the Clippers game. The feel one of the things I love doing, as you know, is going onto Twitter after the Suns lose. It's like one of my greatest fucking hates of all time. But even on Twitter, Suns Twitter after the loss to the Clippers, there was no meltdown.
Yeah.
The world wasn't going to end. It was phenomenal. That feeling's there where everyone's just going, KD's coming. We're right.
We're good.
We got this fucking Clippers.
After All-Star break, we're never going to fucking lose again. We're good. We're good. Yeah, and that's look, it's just I was like that to start with, Gav, and having KD, it's just like it's put me in autopilot, man. It's scary, but it's nice. It's really nice.
And that I don't think that excitement has really kicked in yet. The first time we see him get out there and he's warming up on the court and ready to play, and I know they've officially listed him as game time decision, so he's not listed as out anymore. Listed as game time decision, and the minute we see him out on that court, people are going to lose their fucking collective minds.
Right,
it's going to be amazing.
ESPN's already changed it to prime time, and fucking they're lining up for KD to play. So I think I kind of think that there's been some sort of phone call where it's been, hey, he's going to play. He's going to play. We just don't want to fucking let it out right now. But he's not 90%.
The good thing for me, the positive for me, is that originally I was supposed to be flying to Singapore that day, and I was going to be on a plane instead of watching the Suns and roll out KD for the first time, and I was absolutely furious. But now I'm flying Thursday, so one of our main men who isn't here today, but obviously what I'll be trying to do is catching up with Nate for the game on Saturday at a nice little pub in Singapore or something on Saturday afternoon. It'll be lovely.
Yeah, man. And just when you get over there, just pull him aside and say, mate, put your beer down for a second. You need to be more dedicated to our podcast and just fucking stop fucking your dates with your hookers and fucking whatever pub. He's got a girlfriend now, but whatever the fuck it is that you're doing over there, it's not as important as us, like Boyd and me. It's just tell him, man. It's fucking. He's got to get his priorities right. And fucking,
I agree.
It's fucking. It's an hour of his time on a Sunday or Monday. Like fuck me. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a nice rant, and I'm sure he's going to reach out to you after that. Speaking of dedication to our podcast, let's bring in the man that decided to be 25 minutes late.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's not good enough, mate. Were you watching the end of Elimination Chamber? If you were, please don't tell me what happened because I had to pause it so that I could get on this pod.
No, not at all. Sorry, guys. Just some canine issues.
That's all good, mate. We've just wrapped up talking about last week. If you want to throw us your player of the week.
Oh, geez. Probably DA, man. I really think what he's done since the announcement of KD has just been insane. Really has.
Well, he absolutely pulverized Sabonis into oblivion. Fun.
Hey.
And remember 2 weeks ago, everyone going, oh, we should have traded him for Sabonis last year.
Hey, Coach Evan B. As soon as that game was in the books, I just started thinking about that fucking Justin and his little Rochambeau over Sabonis and Ayton. And I started searching his Twitter and I found a post and I just sort of, just said, hey, mate, are we still on this bandwagon or what? And he was a real good sport about it. He walked it back.
No, he's a ripper. He's a ripper. Evan.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
It was, you're spot on, Hammo. DA's been absolutely sensational. If we get this DA and adding Kevin Durant in there, we haven't got a big 3, we've got a big 4. Paul Book, Durant, and Cade and Ayton, they're going to be unstoppable. Those 4.
100%, man. 100%.
Maybe we could get Justin in there as the 3.
Who?
Justin. He can throw on a jersey and just go in as it doesn't fucking matter who we put out there.
I'd like to see
Really
it.
doesn't. Not at this stage.
So this week, as we said before, actually, we probably won't pod next week because I am in Singapore, and I actually have a work function on the Sunday. So I might find it might be hard for me to pod on the Sunday, but we'll see how we go. We'll see, people. We'll see. Be patient with us. But we have got OKC on Saturday. The debut of Kevin Durant and the return of Cameron Payne. So that should be interesting. How do you see that one going? Hammo?
Man, I'll tell you what. It's been a long minute since I managed to pod. And I was very upset at first about losing Bridges. Quite upset. But I cannot wait for Kevin Durant, man. I just cannot. This is just going to be insane. Really still hasn't completely hit home. Until I see him in that uni, it's man, I just can't wait. Just cannot wait. It's going to be beautiful.
So how are we winning the game, mate?
Yeah. 100%.
Why not? Boyd, how do you see that game going?
Mate, yeah, it's going to be a W. It's going to be a real, and what's perfect about this is, there's a lot of young talent on Oklahoma City Thunder NBA basketball team, but they're not ready for this. Like the powerhouses of the league aren't ready for this team, and the kind of the matchup issues that they're gonna throw at these guys. Like they're not talented enough. They're too green. They're just not ready. We're going to take them. And look, I think that this could be a I'll start at 30 plus victory. Like it's going to be, unless of course they sort of, spread some minutes but I think that the spacing that we're going to get, who the fuck are you going to double team on the Phoenix Suns?
Well, you can't double team now. I think that's the biggest thing. You've effectively eliminated teams being in a position to double team because with CP on the floor, bringing the ball up on the floor, and dishing it off those elbow screens for elbow jumpers to Booker, Durant, or a roll to Ayton. And then the way that Josh Okogie's been shooting from the outside and even Torrey Craig, that's who they're going to try and flop off whoever the third player is, like whoever plays the 3 or the 4, whether it's Okogie or Craig. And let's be honest, those guys are hitting their shots now. Or Damian Lee might be in there for you're going to drop off and leave Damian Lee wide open. Okay, great.
Yes,
let's double team there.
So look, I've got it as a really, really big win. And it's just going to, if there are any naysayers out there who, maybe the people that are calling Denver the best still, still the front runners, maybe they'll.
You're talking about Kendrick Perkins?
Fucking yes. Kendrick Perkins.
He's going to get a nice little mention from me later.
Tim McMahon. There's a few on them national. I was talking about it last week. There's a few on these national podcasts that are still leaving the flowers in that fucking team's hands, and they should be in ours.
Look, let's be honest though. It's reasonable for them to have that opinion. They're allowed to, and it's not going to stop until we get this side on the floor and they do the job.
Yeah.
Right. So 100%. That's when we're going to see that flip, and that narrative will flip on its head. Like they're still talking about, this year he's just going to come in and try and blend into the team. They'll get all ready for next year. No, he fit perfectly into this team. It will not take Kevin Durant long to adjust. Let's be honest. And the one important thing that both of you did forget is it is Dario's revenge game. So, he could be out to get us. The big man.
Yeah, he actually played mediocrely well, I think, in his debut for the Thunder. So, good on him. I hope he has a really, really good game. I hope he's ever fucking he's their second or third best player. I really do. But it's not enough. It won't be enough.
No, it certainly will not be enough. Well, because we might not pod, let's touch on the other games next week. And the really interesting one is after the OKC game, our second game is actually against the Bucks.
Perfect.
That one there is what will decide things.
Decide things? It's going to be a test, isn't it? It's definitely a test. Our side is going to take a little bit of adjusting, a little bit of time to get where we need to get to get things together, to meld, mesh, whatever you want to call it. But the Bucks Warriors won last year. We all know that, but the Bucks is the problem. That's who we need to look at. Now, I don't see any other team, definitely not in the East, that's going to cause us any dramas. So the Bucks game is going to be the test. But I'm not going to hinge the whole season on it because it is going to take a bit of time, like I said.
And then following that, we've got the Hornets and the Bulls as the last two games leading up to that sort of period. And I think it'll be the Hornets and the Bulls. So do you see any problems with either of those?
Nope.
No. I mean, fuck. Are there any games that you see as an L in fuck next week, fuck the week after, like for the rest of the season, barring injury?
We'll lose games.
Losing another one.
We'll lose games because players will sit out games for the remainder of the year. There's no doubt KD won't play every game for the rest of the year. Chris Paul won't play every game for the rest of the year. Book won't play every game for the rest of the year. We're still good enough to win those games. But let's be honest, everybody has down games, and all we need is an opposition side who catches fire, which tends to happen against us a lot.
Yeah, true. So, but that's all unforeseen shit. I mean, but with that put aside, if it's us running out there every night, I just don't see anyone being able to match it with this team offensively, and I just think that we're, like I said before, they're extremely versatile, and we can really mix it up with any lineup now, I feel. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Crowder. I want Crowder to shoot 1 from 10 from deep. I want him to have one of them games. Maybe he hits his first three, he does a little fucking salsa dance, and and then he goes and clanks to the next 9, and that's the type of game that I want to see from Crowder.
It's good that he's one of his first games back is against the Suns,
and he needs to, as much as he's been putting all them videos up. He's been working himself, during this spell of not playing. It's not the same as match fitness, so he's going to take some time working in. I think Middleton will be off minutes restriction by about then. I know I was listening to a podcast somewhere which they said that he's close to coming off his minutes restriction. So, but yeah, look, they're still working guys back in. They're not, there's still a lot on the shoulders of Giannis, and not even Giannis can, finals aside, when he fucking put the whole team on his shoulders and he had a couple of contributors with him, but it was largely him. He can't do it against this squad. He just can't fucking do it. And yeah, by all means, try and prove me wrong. That's going to be great to watch, man. I can't. That one's circled in my calendar for sure.
Yeah, well, it better be circled in your calendar because it's like a 4 a.m. start for you.
Oh. Nice.
5 a.m. start for the game here in Melbourne. So that'll be like 4 a.m. for you.
It's always the Milwaukee games. It's because it's out east, isn't it? In some in some borough.
It's in,
yeah.
Well, it's in Milwaukee. I'm just trying to find the game now, but I'm pretty sure it's
the other teams, like I find that it's always the Milwaukee games that are super early. But the other East
well,
teams
the Hornets game is 5 a.m. start too, but that Bucks game is a 5 a.m. start in Melbourne. When is it next? Monday. So I won't be watching that one, I don't think, because if it's a 4 a.m. start for you, it's about a 2 a.m. start for me in Singapore. So that'll be my first day sitting in budget meetings all day. So I certainly won't be getting up at 2 o'clock to watch it. I'll have to watch it once I wake up. Yeah, I probably will. You know what I'm like.
You
I'll fucking help myself.
Oh shit!
Can't help myself. Buyout deadline. Okay, so we picked up Terrence Ross. A really nice addition. He showed out against the Clippers. Showed exactly why we wanted to put him onto this team. Shot the ball pretty well from the mid-range. Just another one. Join into the mid-range mafia. Looks like a nice addition, though. What's your thoughts after seeing him for the first time? He wasn't shy to shoot the ball either. He had the most shot attempts of all Suns in that game.
You go, Hammo.
Yeah, at first I wasn't really quite sure about the signing. But the price is right. And he seems to be putting in the work, and I love his tweet about, if KD is basketball god, then Booker is basketball Jesus. That's just beautiful, man. He wants to be there. He wants to play with us, wants to be part of our team. And, yeah, I didn't realise he took as many shots as you're saying, Gav. That's pretty cool.
17 of the fucking things. 17, Hammo.
Yeah, was it 17? Well, I thought it might have actually even been 19.
You got to forgive me, sorry, guys. I've been off-world for the last week
but,
or so.
It was a...
I've been off on Hamilton Island and Airlie, living my best flex from Jersey in the off-season life. So it's been beautiful.
Very good.
But,
hey, but yeah, look, Terrence Ross for mine, we always knew that he was a bucket, right? And I didn't think that he'd be as. I thought he might be a little bit bashful in his first appearance, but he's got to get these reps in now before KD's there, I guess. And he's got to prove himself. He's got to prove himself in a short amount of time.
He's got to prove his spot.
Yeah. And look, he shot 1 from 8 from deep. Now, I was between flights during this game, so I I was checking in and fucking waiting for the plane to cut my internet out as I was taking off in the fourth quarter. But I thought from just the eye test, I thought his shooting was a lot better. Now it looked really, really nice, but I mean, I think it was 7 from 17 in total and 1 from 8 from deep.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very good. I think a lot of that was maybe late, maybe inconsequential sort of shots. But yeah, to start the game and in key periods when we actually needed that spark, he was exactly what we needed. And I could just see that. I could just see our starting unit, coming off, and him just coming in there and maintaining that 12-point lead or that 8-point lead that our starters have gotten. Just with that being a walk. Him and TJ Warren, fuck, wow. Yeah,
well, I think and that's the thing. I think
now off the bench. About TJ Warren too, man. So much.
Everyone keeps these national media types that you talk about. Boyd, the big thing they're coming up or throwing at everyone is that we have no depth. By bringing KD in, we've wiped out our depth. Well, let's just take a step back and just enjoy what's going on for the minute. But we didn't actually lose anyone from our bench.
No, we didn't.
Our bench is still exactly the same as what it was.
Correct.
And yes, did we lose some depth by trading Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges? Certainly. No doubt about it, because it's two roles in our starting five. But Cam Johnson's ended up playing like fucking 6 games. Like he barely played at all. Therefore, the bench is still got that depth. And now we've added 2 certified bucket makers. Terrence Ross, TJ Warren, they get buckets. It's what they do. So anyone who thinks that we've lost, I actually, we forgot about Dario. We did lose Dario off the bench, but again, to me, as much as we love Dario, I didn't see Dario as a loss. I just don't think he really contributed anything major,
No.
except
He plugged
for
the whole game.
the last couple of games. The last couple of games he played pretty well. They were his best games of the year. But his mobility and everything like that, he just wasn't. He didn't add anything of value on the defensive end.
Hey, and just on that, Gav, you didn't. How often have you found yourself throughout the season saying, "Fuck, I wish Dario was out there." Fuck, I wish Dario. Man, we could do with some Dario right now.
Hell yeah.
No. What Dario did is he plugged a hole for us when we had no bodies, right? And he plugged it well. Like no water got through. Like he did a nice fucking job for what we needed him for. We lost Jay Crowder, who wasn't playing anyway. Cameron Johnson, who played fuck all games, and Mikal Bridges, who had been inconsistent for a lot of the season until a purple patch when he was handed the keys.
In the 2 weeks before, he was very, very good. He was better than
he
was
just hit a purple patch. Now getting KD wipes out the fuck out plus times 10, right? Now getting TJ Warren doesn't defensively wipe out the loss of Cam Johnson, but offensively he's not as good from deep. But he's a guy who can get it from anywhere. And
he gets buckets.
Yeah, he just gets them, right. So
and you look at that bench now. Let's say that Okogie starts. You bench your 5 off the bench that are going to come in and replace is Torrey Craig, Jock Orbizzy, Damian Lee, Shamit, TJ, Terrence Ross. These guys are all guys that can get buckets, except Busy.
Yeah, and now I didn't even get to Ross. Like Ross has come in. We're looking at another guy. We've got is it Darius Baisley? Is it Baisley?
Yeah,
it's Baisley. Yeah, Baisley.
I don't know whether he'll play much.
About him too, eh? Yeah.
Hey, it'll be. I'm wondering if it's because we've got that roster spot right, but I'm wondering if that still sticks with Ish, and I wonder if
that's our next topic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, cool. All right, I'll shut the fuck up then.
Well, we may as well roll forward with that off the back of that. So there's one roster spot left. We can either buy someone out, get someone off the buyout, or upgrade Ish or Saban Lee. What do you think is most likely to happen? And if we do get, let's go. If we get someone off the buyout, what type of player do you want to see come into the team now? Is it, and this is the debate that's out there, is it another backup point guard, another ball handler to replace Cameron Johnson, or is it a big that can come in and either give us a little bit of additional stretch as a backup big man, or do you want another wing? Now, the main names are obviously Russell Westbrook. Who else is left out there as a point guard? Westbrook and John Wall. No, Derrick Rose isn't getting bought out.
Not yet.
No, he's not. They've come out and said he's not.
Okay. My bad.
So John Wall and Russell Westbrook. You got Will Barton as another wing type player, 2-way type player, or the other one that's heavily mentioned right now is Kevin Love.
Go, Hammo.
So, yeah, which way would you like to see the Suns go, Hammo?
Man, I'm pretty happy with either or.
Or would you rather upgrade one of the 2 ways?
I'll probably upgrade. I mean, Kevin Love is a nice addition. Westbrook, I really don't put a lot of stock into. John Wall, I know he's one of Boyd's favourites. I'd rather go for someone smaller, like in terms of superstar contract, that kind of thing. I'd rather see like another G League call up at the point guard or backup guard kind of spot. Kevin Love.
So
you
don't think Saban Lee in that case would be the one to just upgrade?
Yeah, no, he could be, definitely. He definitely could be. But I think we're pretty good where we are. Probably just upgrade-ish. What's he got, 1 game left?
No, he's done.
He's done.
He's done. His only chance to come back now is if we upgrade him.
I'd like to see Ish come back. That'd be my decision.
There you go. All right, Boyd, what about you?
Yeah, look, I'm not really too fussed. However, I see a world where we could see Ish plus a buyout candidate, and our new Darius Bailey could be the guy that gets chopped. Now, and that's only look. I'd love to keep on Darius Bailey to have another young guy with an eye on the future, right? Someone with good upside that can defend his ass off and develop his offensive game, and be something that we can hold on to and cheer for in the future. But when it comes down to like this season and like how deep we are into being all in for a chip right now, like the guys that make sense are a Kevin Love type. And so that would, and Ish Wainwright is a good defender, and he's much improved offensively. So, and I think he just deserves it. I would convert Ish. I would cut Baisley. I would sign most probably a Kevin Love, but I would not be at all upset with a Will Barton just because he's just a nicer rounded player, and I think he'd be a seamless fit as well. But I just think that for the big moments in a playoff setting, which is what we're really looking at, I think a Kevin Love will be able to do a lot more in the pick and pop with the likes of Booker, Paul, and Durant than a Darius Baisley or even Ish for that matter. But yeah, I think Kevin Love is a guy. Russell Westbrook and John Wall. John Wall, as you know, is a sweetheart of mine, and that's largely because of me feeling like he can get back some of his youth in our squad.
And he's a very good friend of Kevin Durant's too.
But Russell Westbrook could just fucking throw things off the track, man. She could just go, hey, why risk it?
We don't need that shit, man.
Kevin Love, who loves James Jones, and the cunt can rebound like per minute or whatever. His rebounding is still elite per 36. So it's Kevin Love for me, and it's probably fuck Baisley off and convert Ish.
Is it really worth? Does Kevin Love bring enough to the table though for us to get rid of Baisley?
Not defensively, and look, that's the only thing.
No, actually, I disagree with that. I absolutely think he brings defensively.
Not from the term. Not if we're still switching like we are currently. That'll probably change up a bit, Gav. But he's not as mobile anywhere near as like he was never, great in that regard to start with. But look, I think as a body on someone, pounding, backing him down, he's fine. But do you really think that he's going to be able to switch at the level of a Baisley or a fucking or an Ish? Do you think he's as mobile as them guys? He's not.
I think he's probably got a similar mobility level to Ish. I don't think Ish is overly mobile. But I don't see. Let's be honest. Come playoffs, neither Ish or Paisley would be in a rotation, but Kevin Love would. Now I'm with you. I'm absolutely 100% with what you said. But me personally, my idea and my thoughts were upgrade Ish, sign Kevin Love off the buyout, and buy out Paisley.
Yeah,
and Wavy.
Does
He's
that
an
work,
unrestricted free agent
money-wise
next year.
for us, Gav?
Yeah, well, Love would sign for the MLE either way, so we could make it work.
So what are we talking? 3 mil, 4 mil?
Yeah, something like that. But I think we've got like 4.3 mil available. So, but realistically, they're probably only going to contract him for 1 year for the rest of this year, maybe. Who knows? I don't know how they'll play that out, but that's sort of mine. But I want to get the thoughts of this gentleman right here.
Holy
What do you
shit,
think?
I thought I was late.
What do you think about our open roster spot there, Nate? Welcome back.
You fuckers, changing the time on me. I'm already dealing with a 3-hour time difference to you, Gav.
Yo, jeez.
Did you hear my spray earlier?
I did not.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it.
Make sure you go back and listen to it because it was a fucking nice spray.
I will. You'll have to check the mic volume on me too, Gav, because I'm doing this off my Mac with a new mic, so it's all untested. But
it sounds all right to me.
Open roster spot. I know you guys were just talking about K-Love. I did actually wanted to chat on this pod about Paisley. Like, what's the deal with all the DNPs, given that we gave up a pick? We gave up a second round with him to move off Dario for something that potentially looked like would fit either, basically a backup power forward. So now what are we out of spots? But we've given up a second round, and you're saying buy him out?
Yeah, it was a manageable contract. The only reason he was involved in that trade, the only reason we did that trade, we gave up a second rounder to get rid of Dario's contract, get rid of his expiring contract. That's what, and we needed that $4 million in the deal to make the deal work. Right. And I think that's the only reason we brought him in was how do we move Dario? Let's just get rid of him. Okay, so you'll take him, but we have to take back $4 million in salary. Let's bring back Darius Paisley. I do. Honestly, I don't see him playing.
What's the difference? You gave up a second round pick to have the same amount of expiring money, or less expiring, because Paisley's still got another year, doesn't he? He's a restricted free agent. So.
He's a restricted free agent, but I'm pretty sure this is the last year of his contract. That's why I buy him out.
Right.
And it's only $4 million, and we can buy him out and stretch that over 2 years, which means it's only a $2 million cap hit, and then bring in someone to fill that extra, upgrade-ish on a contract of $2 million a year for this year and next year.
You really don't have to stretch it out. You only have to eat that his salary for this season because he's not owed anything next season. It's just got.
Yeah, and I think they would just buy it out this year because this year it'll be less of an overall hit on the luxury tax than if they did stretch it.
Oh yeah, our guys don't give a fuck about luxury anymore. Luxury tax.
No, I get it. But I just mean in common sense wise, if they did buy him out, they wouldn't bother stretching it over 2 years because it'd actually work better to do whatever. Yeah. And this is a good point. It was Dario was a salary dump. I think it was close to 20 million all up with salary and tax. But this was the point. So Nate, by dumping Dario in that deal, we saved 18 mil in luxury tax.
That makes more sense than everything you guys said. Beautiful.
So yeah. But what's your thoughts on that last one? Would you rather just upgrade Ish and not do anything else in the buyout, or do you think there's someone on the buyout that's worth chasing?
Yes, that's the next one I was going to talk about. Actually, I don't know if you've jumped on it, but it ends with a Curry, starts with a Seth.
Oh, is he on in the buyout?
There's articles now talking about Brooklyn buying him out, and they had listed teams. It was a bunch of buyout candidates, and they had teams listed to go after them. And then they had Seth Curry expecting buyout from Brooklyn, teams going after them, everyone. So, I mean, that's value. If you can pick up Seth Curry on a buyout market and put him on this team, that's the only extra name I'd throw in there.
He'd be the number one candidate if he gets bought out. He'd be the number one candidate. I think.
And look at the market. Look what the best destination is. It's us or the shit show.
I think that
unless he wants to play with his brother.
I think the biggest issue, more than anything else, is the fact that everybody in the buyout market that's chasing him will probably have more cap space than we do.
No, it's not about cap space right now.
Well, it is. You can't sign him if it's...
Well, which contender actually has cap space that he's going to want to go and play on? He's going to want to play for a
That's
contender.
a good point.
I haven't researched that.
Right now, it's all pending on exceptions, which we've got that MLE, fucking PLE, whatever it is.
Yeah,
what's that worth?
MLE.
Gav? About 4.6 million?
4.3 or 4.6, one of those.
Something like that. So that's more than the minimum that most other contenders can offer him. So actually, we've in that sense, as far as contender destinations, we've actually got the leg up. And we've got the half brother. We've got the half brother. We're good there.
That's true.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes. And Seth Curry used to play for the Suns.
He did. He was a random Sun at one stage.
Yeah, young
Old
Seth.
Old Seth. Young Seth.
Very correct.
But that's an interesting name if he did get bought out. That actually it would surprise me greatly if he did get bought out.
Yeah, look, in fairness, it was a Bleacher Report article, so there's not a great lot of weight to it, but
I wonder.
I thought it was interesting because it was the first time I'd heard it, and I thought that was a little bit exciting as a name that you really did want. And
yeah, absolutely.
You
There's
heard
another
something
person that has been talked about in the buyout.
Go on.
Yeah.
I don't fucking want him.
Oh, it's got to be Simmons then.
Unfortunately, not. And he's been linked to 3 teams, and it's Patrick Beverley.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not happening here. No,
there is no way in hell that Chris Paul would allow that to happen.
No. I don't fucking want him. I'm not sticking up for him. No fucking way. Not.
Yeah, no. I know you're not,
day,
but
fuck.
I just can't see the Suns even showing any consideration for Patrick Beverley at all.
We're not that dumb anymore.
With Chris Paul on our roster, it's just not going to happen.
Mm.
So that's it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I mean, it's all got to be done by the 1st of March, I believe. So another suggestion out of the chat, Dragic.
No. Oh, man.
How many spots are we going to have left, though? Like,
well, this is the thing. It'll only be ones out of the buyout market. It'll only be one of these players. So, and what we spoke about at the start, just before you got on, Nate, was which role do you think is most important for us to fill now? Do we go after a Kevin Love type that can come off the bench, add a bit of floor spread, add rebounding?
Would you bring him off the bench, though?
Oh, shit, yeah. I would.
Who would? So start, KD at power forward and Okogie at the 3 with K-Love off the bench?
Yep.
That doesn't surprise me coming from you.
Yep, and but depending on who the matchup is too, and Boyd and I spoke about this earlier, it'll either be Okogie or Torrey Craig, I think, that starts. So depending on who we play on that day, Monty will switch it up.
How does it work? Because I'm not that fucking smart. How does it work with us bringing up a G League player, not from our team, but from another team? Are we able to do that?
You can. I mean, we can sign somebody on the same thing on that MLE. We can use that for a G Leaguer and bring him up, but I just don't think that there's nobody in the G League that I think the Suns would look at to fill that spot.
Who are you thinking?
If-
in terms of a point guard,
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, we've got one sitting on the bench now on a two-way.
I really like Mac McClung.
He plays, yeah, but he's rostered to the Sixers, even though he's playing in the G League. He's just been assigned to the G League from the
That
Sixers.
sucks.
And you only like him because you saw him dunk some basketballs today.
No, I didn't watch anything today, man. I was just going off yesterday's games, and it's either him or Avocado.
Now, well, Avocado's not on the buyout market, so we don't
MVP
have
of
to
the
worry about
Rising
it.
Stars.
Yeah, and ran around like he was king of the world too. Any other suggestions on buyouts? Anything like that?
Look, Kevin Love would be brilliant. It really would. I just don't know how much, he's only got a year or two left in him. Do we
Only
need him?
need him
though?
for a year or two to win a title.
Do we need him? I don't know.
I think we do.
wrong
Look, I think we do. I think Kevin Love's ideal for the team right now.
And I know he was teammates with James Jones at the winning Cavs in 2016 or whatever it was that the Cavs won. If nothing else, he'd be okay for experience in terms of teaching the younger guys and things like
I
that.
think we got that covered anyway at the moment.
We
Hey,
we haven't seen him play though for a while, like real play.
Yeah, that's
seen
right.
him play for a while.
He was behind in the rotation at the Cavs. He was out of that rotation. Well, he wasn't out of the rotation. He was restricted on minutes because of the young, big guys that the Cavs have got, and they've got some exciting big guys. So I'm not surprised there. And
He was playing
you
the
just
same
look at
role as
how
the
he's set
guy
up.
on the end of the Heat bench.
Yeah.
That's
We're
42
fucking
and on his 25th year with the Heat.
we are fucking greedy cunts. We don't fucking really need anything, and we are so fucking spoilt that we know now that guys are going to be ears are going to prick up when Phoenix is mentioned. We don't fucking need it, man. We're that big fat fucking pig at the end of the sizzler table, just like there's still some more fucking pizza left up there, and just fucking eating for the sake of it. That's what.
Listen here, Boyd. We've eaten shit for so fucking long, and now we're a four-horn fucking super team, and the fucking world is telling us that. So you can shut up, and I'm going to sit there with my mouth open.
So Howard said Love's reportedly down to the Heat and Sixers. I have heard that as well, Howard. The big thing that I did hear the other day, though, is part of the contract buyout terms that the Cavs are trying to put to Love is that he isn't allowed to sign for another Eastern team.
That was
or Eastern
He's
contender.
on Twitter right now. Ben Simmons still sucks.
This is 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a
Vossi.
row that you've had Vossi in there.
So do you want? I know Vossi's he's just rocking it out with us these days. Nate, any other comments on the week? Anything like that, or the games
Oh, you just let
coming
me
up?
play catch up?
Yeah.
The I don't know if you commented on it. The obviously I picked a split and I picked them the wrong way for the wins. But did anyone listen to the PHNX podcast after the Sacramento game? Lindsay and Saul were just the most overjoyed, ecstatic commentators. Just listening to the sheer thrill in their voices of that podcast, and Saul telling the whole world they basically go suck it and filling in for Espo. There was no Espo on that show, but I smiled listening to their podcast because that was one of those statement games where I along with Voida said that they're on a roll. Their roll's probably going to keep going, and we stepped on them. Underpowered. So to come out of that win and then listen to that pod, that was I just made a note of that.
They've been a real dark horse this season, man. They've really balled out and done really well. So it was a very, very important win.
Yeah, and if you look at the West and the standings, I remember doing a pod with you guys where Utah was top of the West, and now they're not even in the play-in tournament. So interesting.
That's the West is. We've said it all season, haven't we? It's really tight. It's an interesting setup. And look, the Nuggets are miles ahead of everyone else, but this trade deadline, they made it so that they're not even close to the best team in the West.
I'm going to guess Player of the Week went to Josh Okogie.
Yeah, kind of. Well, Boyd and I went with Okogie. Hammo went with DA. And me personally, I was tossing up between DA and Okogie. But
did anybody give props for the 19 assists to CP3?
Nobody gave props for the 19 assists to CP3
because his all-time season record. He's at third now behind Kidd and Stockton. He's only just over 100 assists away from Kidd, so he's likely got
away from Stockton though.
Yeah, but season record. No, I still had Okogie down just for the sheer 41-minute game against LA Clippers where he got his first start, and
he was brilliant.
It was good to see him stand up and say, you know what, if you need me to fill that fourth spot and not be a scorer and just be everything you need, I'm the guy.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone's already listened to this much of the pod, so I'll stop back.
Hey, just quickly, I'm not sure if you're going to already bring this up, but fucking well done, Mikal Bridges, on owning the Eastern Conference with that 45-point effort, and he filled every single category in that game. It was fucking beautiful. Did you guys? It really was. Did you guys hear all the shit about the script getting flipped about the whole KD trade when he had that game?
Yeah, there was rubbish going on all over the joint. That's all I will mention in my no cap.
Cool.
So, speaking of no cap, let's roll straight into it. Let's go, Hammo. You can go first today. The timer is on. Yes, people, I know there's a clock in the top corner, but it's more fun when I do this. All right. Are you ready to roll, Hammo?
Let's do it.
Go.
For once, I really don't have any hate this week. I am just so fucking happy with our new owner, Matt Ishbia. What he's come in and done, and like I said, it's been a minute since I've been on the cast. A lot's happened. We lost Bridges, we got KD, we done all these things. It's on Hamilton Island, paradise. All this shit hits. I've got no outlet. But I can't be anything more than just happy right now with the state of our team and the direction that we've got going on. I really cannot say much more than that.
Time's up. You
no cap.
Fucking mustn't have watched last week's show. You don't get to fucking rant all day. It's 30 seconds.
Let me show him how it's done, Gav.
Yeah.
Nate, show him how it's done. Ready? Go.
I'm keeping it with positivity. I want to give props with this one. Mikal Bridges, 45 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, $21 million per year, unrestricted free agent 2026. The entire NBA now knows about you, good sir. No cap.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how it's done. There's no alarms going off.
Wind up in 30 seconds.
What's wrong? 30 seconds. You didn't. I even gave you 4 extra seconds. Boyd!
That's what she said.
Hello.
We're off Nate then.
Are you ready, my man?
Ready, set, go. All-Star Weekend, that fucking Marvel celebrity game where that cunt fucking practice shits because they had a player that looked like him, a person that looked like him who was of Asian descent, and all the woke folk fucking got up and had a big old whinge about it. Man, just fucking most Asians do look the same. Maybe there wasn't someone else that, comparative in the stands. It's not everyone's a fucking racist out to get you, man. Just fucking cool off. No cap.
Right on time.
Don't
Also
say that over here,
probably-
brother.
also probably should be wiped from the record. Okay.
Hey, actually, on the flip side of that, as being a white guy in Singapore, I have been told by Asians that we all look the same. So
Hey, and you know what? It's funny. It's fucking. I struggle with fucking Asians, Mexicans.
Oh, all right. I'm just gonna stop this one now. Right now. There's no need for any further discussion on this topic. It is my turn.
Polish.
Shut the fuck up.
Enough.
I'm glad I could come on and disrupt.
Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. Kendrick Perkins. Listen, yes, Mikal Bridges came out, had a great game. Hey, we're really, really pleased as Phoenix fans to see that he went out and did that. But to sit there and say that Phoenix was a problem because Mikal Bridges never did this in Phoenix, did you not watch the last couple of weeks before he was traded? Did you not watch the growth and the building in Mikal Bridges? Do you not understand that there's a reason Mikal Bridges is doing what he's doing, and it's because of the Suns? No cap.
Oh,
Perfect. No,
Practice
that's a damn good call, man. He come out, and I think the words he used were, we were holding him back. And that is just fucking ridiculous, man. We gave that boy every opportunity, every chance, and he gave us everything he fucking had. And I know Perk's a twat. He's a colour commentator for whatever fucking show he's on, and that's his role to be a dick. But he's just a dumb cunt in that statement. You know what I mean? Mikal is a fucking baller. Always been a baller. Just because now he's on a team with shit cunts, he's finally getting to show his proper scoring ability. Perk's a twat.
Look, I know I'm late on. Was that the first drop for the episode?
I believe it was.
Nice work, Hammo.
No, we're about 5 deep.
Okay. Maybe
Also what
Boyd
she
did
said.
drop it a few times. Okay. Gentlemen.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Right. Who are we having beers with, boys?
Who do you want to have a beer with? Let's go with you, Boyd. You can go first.
mate, I actually have it written down. I'm not just going off the top of my head. And the two guys I want to have a beer with, because you can't have one with you can't have a beer with one and not the other, is the Twins in Brooklyn. And just, hey boys, how the fucking hell are you acclimatizing to the shitty Brooklyn weather? What are your plans for 2026? Just fucking talk to me. Like we're gonna have a couple of chips by then. Sorry about the trade thing, but fuck man, come get back with Book and fucking whoever else that is there. We're gonna still have KD at this stage, so man, just come back, boys. And no love's lost. Just we love you. Fucking come back and yeah, give us another couple of chips.
I swear these Twins are just going to be sitting there just going, who are all these Aussie fuckers having beers with us every week?
That was Nate's last week. I was going to say, that was Nate's last week. I'm glad you had it written down. What'd you do? After fucking Nate did it, you went, I'm going to write that down and say it next week.
Did you really have that last week?
Yes, buddy, yes.
Now. Hammo, who do you want to have a beer with?
Wanda, Kevin Durant's mum.
Oh,
100%. He loves her like there's no tomorrow, which I respect. And she's been through thick and thin with him. And she's a real MVP. That's who I want to have a beer with.
She was good quality. I think she's going to be pretty popular. Like, who was the last one? Rashawn Holmes' mum was really popular with Suns fans and stuff like that. I think KD's mum might be a bit like that.
She was more popular with Suns fans than Rashawn Holmes.
That's probably true. Nate, who do you want to have a beer with?
He definitely stole half my thunder on that one. So I had down, I don't want to necessarily have a beer with, but I want to do a walking sideline high five with Matt Ishbia and KD's mum. That photo of them on the sideline, I just want to be walking down the sideline, drop a high five, slap, then steal a beer maybe and keep going.
Steal a beer.
Well, it's free beer down there on the sideline, so why not?
That's a very valid point. So last week I wanted to have a beer with everyone that was in Arizona because it would have been going fucking ballistic. This week
We're coming back to that in a second, all right?
No, go now.
Do you remember why you wanted to have a beer with everyone last week? Because you said the Phoenix Open was there, and that fuckwit with the mullet, the streak, and then I did go on YouTube. But did you see what came out on Netflix this week? The documentary series on the US Open, and the first episode, the PGA Tour, sorry, and the first episode is Scottsdale TPS. And they're talking about, I just watched the start of it. They're going on about it being the party stop of the tour. Like, it's the insane part where even the golfers are getting their shirts out. And if you make an insane putt on one particular hole, the whole crowd throws their fucking beers on the green.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's just been released this week. And the first episode is Scottsdale. And if you didn't want to go to Phoenix to have a beer with cunts before that, Gav, you got in first. You were spot on.
Yeah,
because I'm watching that going, fuck, I love golf now.
Hopefully I'll be able to go and share that beer in April. That's the current plan. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm just at the moment I just want to have a beer with anyone as long as it's over there in Phoenix. This is exciting.
I stole Nate's because I fucking obviously wasn't listening properly. Sorry, Nate. But you're stealing your fucking own one. You can't fucking do it. You can't give me a spray for doing that.
You know how it works.
Fuck, Gav.
I wasn't finished, mate. You just fucking want to jump in.
Hurry up, cunt.
I want to have a beer with Nate. I'm going to next week, so fuck you.
Yeah, you are, buddy. Welcome to Singers.
Hey, on that topic, where are we going to watch the Suns game on Saturday? The KD debut.
It'll have to be my place, to be honest. There's nowhere else you can watch basketball around here, but
they don't have sports bars?
Not with basketball, no. It's too much fucking soccer over here.
They suck. Who wants to watch fucking soccer?
It's all right. I got a big TV. It's fun.
Excellent. On that note,
time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
So my flog of the week is Kendrick Perkins, and now I have added Singapore bars and clubs for not having the fucking basketball on. Fuck you. Boyd, who's your flog of the week?
Funny enough, it was Perkins, and it was pretty much your no cap, which I knew nothing about. Pretty much your no cap rant. And yeah, just him in general, man. Like, he's just ultimately, problem with Perkins is he's a shock jock. No one wants to hear what his opinion is, his actual opinion is on the game. So he has to be fucking, over the top to fucking get a reaction out of cunts. So it just he is what he is. But he's a flog this week.
I still don't know how he got that job. I mean, he wasn't even a fucking good player. He was an absolute waste of fucking space.
That's probably
what sort of knowledge is he?
The amount of people that remind him that he wasn't actually good either. It's incredible.
Even on the show, they keep fucking putting up clips of him when he falls over and fucking misses shots from a meter away. Or airball shots from a meter away. Perk, you're a fucking idiot. Hammo, who's your flog of the week?
Going to go a little bit different this one, eh? I mentioned it in our chat. For anyone who is in our chat, you might know. I'm all for people trying to be the best person that they are, trying to look the best that they can. But Fat Joe, what the fuck did you do to your face, man?
Oh, that beard.
No, not the beard. He's had work done, man. Like, what the fuck? You look inflatable. Seriously, you lost all the weight. You look really good. Then you got all this shit done to your face and your eyes. You look like a tall man. Not a fucking blow-up doll. Okay.
I have absolutely no fucking idea who you're talking about, but That was
He's a
well
rapper.
done.
He was one of the coaches in the Rising Stars, the Celebrity Challenge.
Oh, I didn't watch any of that shit either.
What was it in our chat? Someone
What?
described it like two seals humping each other.
100. 100. Fuck.
The most concerning thing about Fat Joe is that I think it looks like someone's got Texter and drew his beard on.
That's what I thought. I thought he got his beard tattooed in. Like,
I didn't
it
do
was
with the beard.
so precise.
What the fuck he did to the rest of his face? That is a concern.
Yeah, but he's been like that for a few years now. I've seen him on a couple of different shows, and he's getting more plastic by the year. So that didn't take me by surprise. But that fucking beard, man. And he lost a bunch of weight. I think he's put it back on, hasn't he?
Oh no, man. He got big, got small. It's like Oprah. Big, small, big head. His head just looks fucked.
Anyway.
Nate.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a bit different. I usually do this. My flog of the week is Lazada. Lazada is bigger than Amazon in Singapore, and I accidentally discovered this week that Lazada will overnight free delivery sex toys. So because of that, a flog is owing.
You you got them butt plugs this morning. Fucking good work.
Actually, they're due this afternoon, brother. Sorry. I got 2 serves. I'll post one back. Felt right with your Chris Paul jersey.
Jesus.
They out there humping Fat Joe across bloody Luca's mum.
This went south really quickly.
I really didn't have a flog of the week, but that's a true story.
This really has gone.
Slotting that in there.
It's gone very south very quickly.
I love these cars, people.
Last comments, peoples. Let's go, Nate. Give the people what they want. Last comments from you. Where can they find you? All that sort of fucking jazz.
At Nicky's Falcon on Twitter. I'm beginning to check it. Please test the theory and give me a reason to not, apparently, as Boyd says, be 2 weeks behind every meme that I find funny.
Chris, yes, we did. We spoke about the buyouts earlier on in the show. So when you get a chance, go back and check it out.
Hammo, I'm going to go back and check the spray.
Last comments. Thank you, everyone who is involved in our podcast, who listens to it and follows, watches our podcast, our Facebook group, our Facebook chat, our Twitter. You're the reason we do this, guys. We just want to have a collective about the Suns and just talk shit in an Aussie kind of way. On a special note, man, big shout out to our mate Jake, fallen founder. He's not feeling too well at the moment, so I hope you get better, brother. And
yes.
Wow. Okay. So you're the hater this week, Boyd.
Boyd, last comment, and please. Remember, please, these are now live and I can't go back and fucking edit them.
Okay. Right. There's nothing that's needed to be edited. At Buds83 on Twitter. And
any other places we can find you?
No, but I have started a burner account on Twitter, and it's a secret. I don't think it's going to be a secret too long because I can't change my stripes, and I think I'm just gonna be extremely annoying in all the fucking usual places until someone says, fuck off, Boyd."
I just love that you've got 2 accounts that can be blocked by everyone now.
We might actually get the episode or that segment back. Yeah, who
2 new segments now. Who blocked Boyd 1? Who blocked Boyd 2?
No, well, actually, no. And the reason that I created that second burst was because I kept seeing fucking my name, comments that I couldn't see, and I got tired of asking other people, "Oi, who's that fucker that made that comment?" Because I want to see who's fucking blocked me. I want to know. And then, but now I just go check myself on my handy dandy burner. It's fucking unreal. And Chris Stewart, mate, thanks for the follow on Twitter. And that's another recent one that I've gotten since the Voider shout out. So since we last potted with Voider, I've got another 2 follows. No, I'm not fucking bragging, guys, but
You officially have more Twitter followers than children.
guys, I got another 2 in the last week. So
Are we talking about the children? Because I believe it.
Yeah.
Get around me, cunts. Get around me. I'm fucking
So
tired.
how many followers does that give you now, mate?
Fuck all, and they're mostly sex bots, man, and I can't fucking stop them. All right. I'm blocking them, but I can't stop them from following. It's got something to do with Elon Musk. I'm sure of it.
Yes, mid to late April. Yes, I'm there. Right in the smack bang in the middle of April. Bossy. So yeah. Follow us on Twitter at Aussie Suns Fans. Like, subscribe, do all that sort of great stuff for us on here.
You're going to get it right this week, Gav, with the sign off?
What did I get wrong last week?
Oh, yeah, it was a miserable fail. It really was.
It didn't work.
No.
Didn't work. And I still really, I'm not creative enough to come up with one. But
whatever happened to the fuck you boy no cap? No,
that's what I was going back. Yes, I was going back to that.
You're going to get back to that. Good.
Follow, like, subscribe. Give us ratings on Spotify, Apple Pods, all that sort of shit. Please don't make it so that when I get a notification on my phone that people have commented on the show, it's just Boyd. I'd like some. We'd love some feedback from everyone out there. So throw it at us where and when you can. That's pretty much it from us this week. We don't know whether we'll be on next week because I'll be drinking beers with Nate in Singapore.
We can do it from here.
Yeah, I think I've got a work thing on Sunday though, so we'll work it. We'll work around it. And we'll
you mean the date and time? We'll
try. We might. Hey guys, here's another idea. Because we're going to be watching the game at Nate's joint and on the beers, we might even just go live after the OKC game on Saturday.
If I could go live during it.
Or go live during it. That's fucking novel. All the others go after the game or pre-game, and we'll just go fucking live during it. That sounds great.
What's that stupid fucking show where Gogglebox? We'll just Gogglebox it.
Gogglebox it, yeah. The Suns edition. I love it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to you guys again, as always, for jumping on, and apologies for the time changes and everything like that. But until next week, go fuck yourself, Boyd. No cap.
Fucking hell.
Chris Paul gets in, another wide open 3.
Suns. Pierre Cardin. Suns.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it